in an unusual form. And someone take me home. Thank God we didn't get too deep into that video there. It was only around 5 or 6 minutes. And I got a chance to make a nice little mirage here. Ain't that cool? Guys, I don't know where you guys are located, man, but it's super hot. Death. I mean, look at this. And this hat, I'm telling you, April of this year, and this is all from the last like 2 days. But like I was saying in the last video, the human body secretes something called sodium, maybe sodium nitrate. But yeah, see, it's destroyed it. So I'm gonna have to get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wash it or hose or something, because it's a beautiful, comfortable hat. And Bobcat, great company, guys. Great people. It's dripping off my head. I'm literally just sitting here sweating. Oh, Ruben, I'm sorry, Ruben. I'm gonna get. I gotta talk to you on Patreon. I lost all those gift cards, so I had to buy another one. I did. I got one on Monday, so I'm gonna mail it out first thing tomorrow morning. The freaking card. She lost them. She lost them. She probably threw them in the garbage. I had 4 of them from trading in points on my credit card, my American Express card. You know, I think 5,000 points to get a $50 gift card. I had 20,000 points, and they're right in the garbage. Somebody got theirs. Somebody won, and I sent them. Oh man, it's so freaking hot. All right, guys. So let's get back. What we're gonna do here, guys, is do a little bite test. Been using the Milwaukee, and I had the Cobalt. And last night I decided to bring the Makita out, because the Milwaukee, and that's why I was using the Cobalt, because my old Milwaukee set, I might as well show you. What the heck? We got a couple minutes. Baseball again tonight. It's 150 degrees. She is a human in an unusual form. Someone home. I opened her up there. Alright, these are like the first gens. If you guys remember, this is a black oxide 94 GT. He loves the black oxide bits. This thing went through my trailer like it was gravy. Great. I use this with the trailer. Well, I don't have my enclosed. I'm probably gonna get another one. I'm missing being enclosed. But anyway, this set didn't come with a square 1 bit. So I was using a Cobalt, which is a beautiful setup. I might as well do that too. Real quick. I really love the setup, guys, of this Cobalt, but the bits are terrible. The adapter is bad too. All right, so I mean, I don't think a set can come, because this is a pretty small little container here, right? Small. Check this out, man. I mean, it has everything you need. All right, it even has the 1 inch had everything. I had the square 1, and here is the square. I mean, it's so bad. As soon as I switched to the Makita, it was like night and day. But what a beautiful setup. All right, I would have liked some more. I don't think you need the sockets. I mean, it's nice to have. I'm actually dripping sweat on my phone. A big thing of water just came off my forehead on my phone. But no, you can leave them in there. But if somehow they can get a, a couple more 2-inch bits. And this is not for Cobalt. It's for someone to steal this design from Cobalt. You know, like Makita to add like a, 4 or 5 sockets. You got the adapt. I mean, there's literally, I have drill bits in here. I have nut drivers. I have sockets. I got bits. Just a real nice. And the locking thing is pretty cool. It's just the bits are terrible. All right. We're not even going to include the Cobalt. All right. So let me just get comfortable here. Oh, okay. All right. So what we're doing, guys, is I got a 2.5-inch Torx. Okay. What's up, Mr. Israel? 2.5 inch Torx T25 fastener. All right. See that? Real nice. That's very nice. And what I'm going to do real quick. And it's rain. I know a couple of you guys were on the live stream. We didn't have too many. But we're hooked up. I got to face this one this way. And the writing on the Milwaukee is now, hopefully they kind of changed that. Now it's really nice. Man, it's so magnetic, the Ryobi. I can't put it near anything. And the Makita, yeah, it's black. So you can't see much. All right, so real quick, in the Milwaukees, I got to kind of separate them here. All right, so let me take this off. All right, so you could barely see the T25 on the Ryobi, but you can. It's not that great. Man, my reception. This camera is not doing that good today. You know why? It's low on power. I think it affects the screen. I apologize, guys. As you can see, pretty, nice and bright on the Dewalt. All right, T25. You can really see it. Really nice and bright. Now the brightest is on the Bosch. They did a good job. They etched it right in there. All right, with the Bosch Impact Tough. With the Milwaukee, it's black. You can't see it. Now I think on the new ones, the hex, I think is still black. The 1/4-inch hex. And I think the tip is just silver. I don't know if the whole thing is silver. It could be. I don't want to, because I don't really remember. But anyway, you can't really see the T25. Let me try to fix the screen. It's a lumberjack queen. All right, it's there. You can kind of see it. I mean, not like the other two. And also with the Makita, not the clearest. You see it kind of. I know we're wasting a lot of time with this, but I don't know why. All right, so let's start. All right, and don't spoil it if you watched it before. My phone unfortunately died. All right. Oh man. I was gonna do the square too, but square is no good. It's not hip to be square. It's not hip to be square. Okay, so let's start with Mr. Milwaukee here. We'll actually take a new screw. Again, 2.5-inch deck screw with a Torx, with a T25 Torx. All right, we're going to start with a brand new Milwaukee. Again, this is the X30, all right? So it's the first, actually I don't want to say the first generation, it's the second. The actual first generation is right here. It's a little rusted up, unfortunately. But yeah, these are the ones I mostly use. I use them till they're destroyed. And that's just, you know, very like cheap and chintzy. But this is the Gen 2, we'll call it. And then now they have the ones with the silver tips on them. These are, you know, they're okay, guys. They're your generic Milwaukee tip. These are magnetic. The Milwaukee's magnetic and the Ryobi are magnetic. The Dewalt and the Bosch and the Makita are not magnetic. Okay? And the Ryobi is like super magnetic. All right, and like I was saying, this has a flat tip. All right, so we'll talk more about that when we get to the Ryobi. But guys, it has a flat tip. All right. It's not working. We did this last time. And the best way to do it is to kind of just stick it in there as hard as you can. And then, all right, so we did it in the last vid. It doesn't have a real good bite, the Milwaukee, all right? And like I said, they're pretty much, you know, for a second, the magnetic kind of holds on to it, then it drops it. Okay? Milwaukee, magnetic, Gen 2. All right. Yeah. Actually, this one's new. The new one. All right, here's the Ryobi now. We're going to do the Ryobi. Now, the Ryobi has a more rounded tip to it. If you have this, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a completely flat tip. All right, like the Milwaukee, like the Dewalt, and like the Makita, and like the Bosch. So this is the only one that it kind of has like a little rounded off tip. All right. Now this one is by far has the worst bite of them all. All right. Now, you know, like I said, the Milwaukee will kind of didn't do great. You know, we kind of okay. No good. We'll test this screw too. All right, no good. And then kind of, yeah, we're doing, oh. All right, so Ryobi, no good. Let's go over to Mr. Bosch. All right. Now, this one kind of shocked me a little bit because, again, terrible bite on this Bosch. And, again, this is a bit that I like. All right, I like it. This isn't really uncommon, so the impact toughs are still great bits. I like the durability of them. And, you know, other fasteners, the Robersons with the Bosch seem to fit awesome. It's just not, when it comes to the Torx, the Bosch Impact Tough is, and it could be this specific fastener too. You know what I'm saying? So take it with a grain of salt, this test, okay? And it's just for fun. All right, so we tried Mr. Bosch. We'll try this other one real quick. All right, no good. No, it's like leaning, yeah, so I'm gonna take that, no good. All right, so we haven't had a winner yet. Now we're gonna move over to the Makita. All right. Oh, what happened there? No, you freak. Oh, come on, Mr. Makita. Another bad fit with this T25 Torx. I might have called it the T20 in the other video, but oh, no good. It's no good. It's no good. It's no good, baby. It's no good. All right, now we're gonna go over to the Dewalt. The one I've kind of been bragging about are these new Dewalts. Ever since Christmas, whoa, when we could have got that awesome set guys. Right? That awesome set. I think it was a 75-piece double set with double removable storage. Okay, for $14.95. Uh-oh. Whoa. We got a home. Someone hit it home alone. And that's what we call a nice bite. Take a bite out of crime. And that's a reason why, I'm getting some pretty good results of longevity with these Dewalts. Because I'll be honest with you, most fasteners, I'm using the T20, these deck screws, well, different sizes, of course. But it's a Torx T20, T25. And I like the Dewalts, man. Let's get that on there. I mean, it's on there like a machine gun Kelly. So, good to go, man. Only one. Now, guys, this isn't gospel here. All right? It's just a Pacific screw. A Pacific bit with a specific fastener. You might do this with another one, and you know what? The DeWalt is the only one that doesn't work. Okay? But I did this test with a couple other bits. And of course, we're going to go to a very expensive, but just a beautiful bit. Okay? Yeah, let's get the T25. T25. She is a human. Ooh. And someone sit at home. All right, these are the Weehas. Okay? This is your Weeha bit. All right? Now, this worked a lot better with the T20. So, this is kind of a good example. Well, here we go. That's why I'm using both fasteners. But, guys, you're talking about pennies here. All right? These sets here, guys, real quick. $20, $20. All right? That's for like a 50 set. 40-piece set, This little sucker right here, guys, goes for like $40. All right? Maybe even more. Maybe more like 50. All right? So that's why, these get the life that they do. They're just, better bits. They're made better, better quality, but you're paying a lot of money for these. All right? These are your Weeha bits. I'm trying to read. I don't know better. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying the Weehas, only because they're just so expensive. Now, of course, they say over time you're going to save money with the Weehas. There's a lot of money. And, so what if, they don't last as long and all that stuff. But, let's try this one, because this one, yeah. So a perfect example, but I'll tell you with the T20, I had a T20 fastener. Yeah. So take this with a grain of salt. But yeah. Well, the DeWalt did it in both, and we tested them both fasteners with both of them. But yeah, this comes with a Phillips 2 T25s. Roberson 2 and a T30. I mean a square 2, excuse me. Square 2 and a T30. And a great little pouch. All right. I mean, this is what you can carry with you. This is nice, this Makita, but this thing is a monster. It's got a little belt loop on it, but you don't want this hanging off you. Trust me. You stick this in your pouch, your belt pouch, or your back pocket. You're good to go. So just a little test, and I'm going to do a bigger version of this with a lot of different fasteners at some point. We'll wait till the new Milwaukee's come out, see if there's any difference. But, you know, like I said, guys, they're all the same. And I'm not saying that Dewalt is a better bit than any of these. But bite-wise, I've been pretty impressed. I mean, the thing looks almost exactly like the Ryobi. Now, obviously, they're nowhere, two totally different companies. All right. The torsion zone is longer on the Dewalt, as you can see. I also got the new Dewalt torsion zone. Okay. Double torsion zone, excuse me, the double torsion zone. So, yeah, once I get some new Milwaukee, the new Gen 3, we'll test them against the double torsion, and we'll test a couple different fasteners. Yeah, and if you look at this has a rounded end too. The Bosch. So the Bosch also has a very similar tip to the Ryobi. But you know, my whole thing, guys, really quick with the Bosch is they're just, again, you hear me say it, they're just very expensive bits. It's really hard. They're really small sets. They never include nut drivers. It's just hard to recommend them. Now, again, I think they're great. I like them. I can tell you, to be honest with you, like I said, this was my opinion probably like a couple weeks ago. Because remember, I just got the Makitas pretty closely. And I'm going to use the Ryobi from now on. I'm going to use all these. Alright, I'm setting this up. They're just so freaking magnetic, the Ryobi. But yeah, I really, I'm going to be honest with you, now because of the price and just how cheap the DeWalts are. I mean, they are just so freaking cheap. And they're always on sale. And I love that tough case. I'm gonna probably put them right here. You know, and it ease access to get these bits too. Like the Makita are kind of tough. They don't sell them in the big box stores. You kind of got to order them on Amazon. HomeDepot.com don't even sell them. You got to go to Amazon only. Now, Home Depot does sell some Makita Impact X. I think these are called the Impact X stuff. But the DeWalt are just everywhere. And you get so much for your money, and then you got the tough cases and the removable storage. But just, you know, guys, and this is, you know, if you like using the Ryobi, keep using the Ryobi. This means nothing. This was just a fun little test, not gospel. Let me say it again. Because some people, oh, I'm going to get the DeWalt. No, don't. I'm just my opinion based on value and performance. Now, value also meaning what you get, right? You get these large 75-piece sets with a tough case, a stackable tough case with removable storage. So when you kind of add that into it, but the DeWalt might not be as good as the Makita, but for value, I think it's ahead of it. But you'd use what you want to use, and if you hate the DeWalts are terrible, that are worst ones you ever used. I must have rocks in my head. Don't buy them. Don't like them. Just a quick little test here, guys. And again, it can vary with 100 different fasteners. I was just with these two specific fasteners made by Deckmate. All right, the DeWalt and the Weehaw, and the Weehaw fits in everyone. So the Weehaw, forget it. But you know, again, $50 for this, a 5 or 6 piece, not a 5, a 7 or 8 piece impact bit set, right? $50. So you're not going to buy this unless, you know, you're obviously in a trade where you're using them a lot, and over time this will pay for itself because they last a lot longer than these. All right, you know, this was $20. All right, this was $50. And look at, I mean, nut drivers, adapters, 2-inch, all right? But that's why we just use the base generic bits here, all right? The ones you can pretty much find at your local depot. And with this specific fastener, I want to make it clear, that's the results. Only the Dewalt had that nice bite. Okay? That's it. Alright? I'm still going to use the Makita though. 'Cause I like them. I like the set. And they work. Just like the Ryobi will work. Just like the Milwaukee will work. Just like the Bosch will work. Alright. Alright guys, thank you so much for, I'm sorry about the first video. But we're hooked up and this thing is great. It really is. Yep. Those German know how to build good. Yes, they. Yes, you gotta pay. Milwaukee needs those tough cases. Yeah, Milwaukee needs to change because they're bad. Like they have the worst setup of getting these bits out. I hate to tell you. Now again, this is the older. I don't think even the Gen 2 are like this. But they're just really hard to get out, and they're just, I don't know, just big and bulky, and I don't know. I mean, this is only like a 25-piece set, guys. This is a 50, and it has this. If you got rid of this, you know, this is where the 6 and the 3-inch bit is. I mean, it would be, you know, smaller than. I mean, you saw the Cobalt. Here, let me close this. I got to take these out of here. But I'll show you. Run away. I mean, look at the size of this for a 23-piece, you know, set here. This sucker has sockets in it, and it's smaller. This thing has sockets in the freaking thing, man. And the Milwaukee's much higher. All right. I mean, this thing has sockets. It's got adapters, nut drivers. It has drill bits, and hopefully they will. You know, like I said, the Makita here. You take out the, you know, the 6, and there's a little compartment here. If you guys haven't, I'll do it with one hand. You got your little tube here. Now, if you want to fill this up with, you know, your favorite beverage, you can do that. But you get rid of this. I mean, this is small here, man. And there's 50 bits, 47 bits in there, brother. They're just big and bulky. All right. You know, what else can I say? And you know, the Milwaukee guys, they're not that cheap, man, when you really think about it. You know, sometimes they have deals, obviously, and I would never buy any of these Milwaukee Shockwave bits unless they were on sale. Now, once they're on sale, you know, they're okay. To, you know, you save $5. You know, a $25 set normal is $20. So it's like, all right. You know, but this, I mean, this was on clearance. This was $7 for this. All right. You know, but this is usually $20, right? Actually, it might be, it's $20. It might have started off at $24, but $19.99. You guys know the Bosch ones are very expensive. They're small sets. I think they have a 40 that is like $24.99, but you know, forget about nut drivers, forget about socket adapters, forget about drill bits. You're not getting any of them. But they have a cool little system where you can kind of buy these. This came with the, if you buy the new Freak 2, you actually get this for free. And there's only 4, you know, I don't know why they didn't fill the whole freaking thing up here. They only sent me 4. But the Bosch's system is pretty cool, where you can kind of buy. Now you buy these, and this will be full of let's say T25 bits or Phillips 2. All right. So you can buy these individually, and then you got like 6 or 7 brand new ones. You put them right into your, little thing there. Yep. And it's a great system, again, just to take them off. You just lift up. See how simple this is? I mean, try to get some of these more. Again, it's the Gen 1, but I got a newer one, and it's not that easy. All right. 30 minutes. Again, I tried. Thank you. Well, who did that? Was that? Oh, John Rice. Thank you, buddy. Jack Pine Creed purchased the Dewalt Flex Bit set today. The Flex Bit set. I think. Oh, is that the Lowe's version of it? I don't know about the Lowe's version. I'm sure it's the same as the Max Fit from Home Depot, but I've never used them, never bought them. It could be just marketed different. Yeah, exactly, Brad. Yeah, that is expensive. I was going to say. I don't know how Lowe's is in so much trouble. I have no. My last Lowe's video, we were seeing like 25-piece DeWalt bit sets for like $19.99, right? $19.99 for 25 bits, where you can get 75 for $14 at Home Depot. Just Lowe's has just jacked the prices. It's so crazy with everything. It's unbelievable. Yes, Lowe's blows. Earnings is coming out soon. I suggest everybody shorts the stock here. The Torx don't. Yeah, the Torx. Roberson and Torx are my two favorite, and you see a lot of it's going to Roberson. I mean, very similar to the Phillips, but much better bite. I like Torx the best, and some people it's like, nah, Torx are pretty good, but Square, just chuck them. They're horrible. Absolutely. I would rather have a flat head fastener. And I'm being serious. I'd rather have a flat head fastener. Definitely, I'd rather have a Phillips over a Square. Square. It's not hip to be square. Who sings it? No. It's hip to be square. Hip. No, everywhere. Hip. It's not hip to be square. Oh, square. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, Ronaldo. We'll get to it, man. Yeah, so I just put up the final structural components that will hold the roof in there. The cross members, but now I gotta just go. I got 3 more, and I got to put another cross member up top here. And that's what the middle beam is going to lean on. And then we'll be ready to side this sucker. But I have a whole video on it, step by step, that I'm doing like 5 minutes every time I kind of work on it. But what the heck? I mean, you get a sneak peek. Yeah, I've never actually used this, and I don't know how it's going to come out, but the whole point of this is to be under $200. And remember, everything is a 2x4 on this 4x6 utility shed. It's all 2x4s, except the 2.5-year-old unpressure treated plywood, 1/2-inch plywood. So it's all 2x4s, and it's going to be done with all 2x4s. All right, the whole framing is going to be done with 2x4s, and we're going to have a plywood floor, plywood roof, and then we're going really crazy here. Never been done before. But these were $4.30, and I will tell you, Lowe's, I know we've just been bashing them. They have much better wood than Home Depot. Oh, look. You have to be around me every second, don't you? But yeah, so these were cheap. Because the whole point of this is I wanted to make it under $200. And this is what so far 20, no, 15, no, probably 10 or 12 pieces of 12 pieces of 8-foot 2x4. So we're looking at what, $2.50, 25, so we're at $30. Remember, the plywood is, maybe 15. I don't know, maybe because of the floor. And the plywood was just left over from something else, and I left it outside for 2.5 years. But I think before, also, I'm going to stain this. I'm going to put some type of protectant on it. The floor is a disaster, so we're going to put something on there. I was thinking, like I said, that deck stuff, if you know what I'm talking about, that deck stuff they put on old decks to kind of refinish them. You can get it in different thicknesses and different grades. It kind of has that, yeah, exactly. You can get it in, where you kind of have like a rough texture to it. Yeah, it fills in all the nooks and crannies and seals and supports, and that's what that needs. Now, if I do that, I'm just doing the floor. I'm probably just going to use my awesome stain that I did with my firewood rack. And this is all 2x4s also, except a couple 2x6s, and that's only because I had, I think, 2 8-piece left over from something. So I put one up here. And this is all non-pressure treated wood. As long as you treat it, you'll be all right. And on the bottom there, little pine top. And I love how I got this ivy growing on it now. It's wrapping itself around it. It's so cool and nurturing. But yeah, that's it. And I have a video on this, guys, how to build this from start to finish. It's probably 4 years old, the video, but all right, guys. Dewalt Phillips bits fit too tight. Adam, yeah, they work pretty good for me. Blackberry is supervising. Yeah, aren't they, Adam? Adam, you're right, no doubt. He's saying square one deck screws are the worst. The square one is the worst, but square two, obviously a little bit of an improvement, but I don't like square bits at all. I don't like them. But thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming in. The Spacs, yeah, Spacs are good. They're Phillip. Well, it matters what you're using, Brad. I like, for these type of home project, I like deck screw. I like Deckmate deck screws. And I like the brown tan ones. They also have a green that they also have, and they're a good price. They're not, they're always on sale at Home Depot. Yep. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming in and just chilling. And John Rice, thank you, my brother. Thank you for all the likes, guys, too. I appreciate that. Tammy Stevens, what's up? I'm trying the rigid stealth force. Yeah, I have, I had a lot of people. Actually, I had someone, a top person. All right. Now, when I mean top, another influencer. It's like, listen, I had the same issue with the stealth force. And I know you don't like it. And I agree. But they replaced them. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean they replaced them? He's like, the one that you have is the same one I had. And I couldn't stand it so much. I sent it out for warranty. And the next one that he got was nothing like the first one. So he said supposedly there was an issue with that whole first release of that stealth force. And that's what I, of course, have. So I'm going to probably take it a little easy on the stealth force. I can only show you the one I have, and there's probably 4 or 5 videos in my catalog on the terrible shaking and vibration of that stealth force. But again, supposedly The newer ones don't do that shaking. Is that poison ivy? Yeah, probably is. This is actually a disaster. This I had like 2 or 3 cleanups, big ones, huge ones, and one of them I actually filmed probably 2 years ago, or I think it was 2 years ago, and it was just so much stuff. And I'm like, I'm not dropping this off. I'm just chucking it. I'm gonna throw it in the back of my house because I'm like, it would have cost me a lot of money. So I was supposed to burn all this, and I still have to, but Juan's not allergic to poison ivy. So he threw a lot of stuff back here, like this viney stuff, and look at it, it grew on top of this was just all sticks in here. And eventually I was going to burn them in here, and I'm still going to do it in the fall. I got to get this because the old lady's yelling at me. But I can spray this, but yeah, see, poison ivy's going all the way up here. If anyone knows anything about, so real quick, guys, I got 66 people here, and I've been fighting with the old lady about this, but I'm going to tell you what's going on here. All right, so where I live, I have heating oil. All right, a lot of the Northeast still uses heating oil. Basically, it's diesel. Okay, all right, it's diesel, but they add a little color to it because the truckers, because heating oil is cheaper than diesel fuel because the government kind of controls it and like subsidizes it a little bit. So they put this red dye in it because a lot of truckers would put heating oil in their 20 yeah, right, they would put them in their big locomotive trucks, they're big, the big boys. So anyway, we recently got natural gas in, and a couple houses, they actually did. I don't want to show their house, but so they put natural. A lot of people did, and this was around 2 years ago, and a lot of people were fighting to get natural gas in this community, and they did. It took like 5 years, but they did everything. Okay. Again, there's 300 houses in this community. They needed 250 signatures. They only got 120, and they still put the natural gas in. All right, so that just shows you. They don't listen to them. They were threatening everybody to sign up because they wanted your money. So we never signed up. What do you mean? I don't know. But what's going on is now they're paving the roads. All right, so over the last 2 years, they kind of destroyed all the roads in my neighborhood. So now the town freshly doing the roads over. So for 5 years, you can't tap into natural gas because they're doing the road over. So for 5 years, if something happens, I'm screwed because I'm obviously not going to get heating oil again. If you don't know, heating oil is it's this, besides electric, it's one of the most expensive ways to heat homes is heating oil. Heating oil number 2. Natural gas is the cheapest, of course. Propane and heating oil are about the same, I guess. I think propane runs a little bit more efficiently. It's a little bit more dangerous, propane, too. You blow yourself up. But, heating oil has proved it's a very safe way to heat your home. And then there's electric, of course. And where I live, it's not... Actually, the house I grew up in, and it's actually colder where I grew up than where I'm at. We had electric heat. But, all right, make a long story short. So for them to redo my whole house to go from heating oil to natural gas, it's going to be like $11,000. Okay? For the new boiler, furnace, all the whole, blowing, putting the pipe outside and all that, So I'm like, wow, 10 grand or 11 grand. I got a better idea. I'm going solar. I'm not paying for natural gas. I'm not paying an electric bill. So if I'm going to invest 11 grand into something that really adds no value, because it doesn't add any really value, it's the way you heat your house, I'm going to add value because this sun has southern exposure, this house, for around 10 hours a day on a sunny day. It's incredible. All right. Now I'm gonna obviously, and it's only this part where it's tremendous. Now this gets sun right now. At this part is too, but I only need 25 panels. Okay. But I'm gonna cut some of these things down here. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Propane is propaganda. Rigid though, stronger LSA. I wouldn't know about that. I don't know. Does Craftsman charge you to send the tool to them? I know Bosch doesn't. I know Milwaukee doesn't. I know Dewalt doesn't. So I don't know if Dewalt and Craftsman kind of do that, similarly. Rigid used to be pretty decent when Home Depot used to accept some of their stuff, but they don't, unless it's just where I live. They told me to get the hell out of the store. I came in with that impact wrench. I'm like, yeah, they said I can bring this to a Home Depot? No, only Ryobi. I'm like, no, they said here. They said, get the hell out of here. And he got right in my face. He was around this close. He goes, get out. So, and I'm not hard on the rigid because it is, like you said, it's a lifetime service agreement. But it's misleading, and I don't like that. And that's why I'm a little bit hard on rigid with that LSA. And it might not even be their fault. But, because people read into it, and, if you've watched me, Brad, they call it LSA. I call it GFL, right? 94 GT? Because I always say it's not a GFL warranty, it's an LSA warranty. Well, what's GFL? It's not guaranteed for life. It's a lifetime service agreement. It's an agreement that basically states if you use this under normal use, right? Or if you drop it off of a thing and it busts, that isn't part of the agreement, sir. Understand? Regan, what's up, buddy? I gotta drive my tool like 80 miles. Wow. See, that's what's great about, and that's why obviously Milwaukee has grown so much with the the tradesman, the contractor, the construction trade, because you just go online, broken thing, okay, what's the serial number, print slip, and that's it. It's gone. 7 days later. They say between 7 and 10 days. They'll give you, I guess if they're really backed up, they might say 2 weeks. I don't know. But they told me 7 to 10 days I will have either my vac fixed, but I had a feeling I was going to get a new one, only because I had the Gen 1 version. But that's twice that I've used Milwaukee's warranty, and, But obviously, all you have to do is go on YouTube, and you'll see people bitching and moaning about Milwaukee. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. For every good story, there's a bad story, right? And for every good story, there's a bad story. For every bad story, there's a good story. So, the best way to do it is talk to someone that you know personally, not a YouTuber, not a influencer, not even the tool boss. Now, you can always listen to me, that. I'll tell you, But you want to have someone that and who has dealt with these companies. All right, I gotta go. Guys, everybody be good. Say your prayers. Ruben, I'm going to send it out first thing. And I lost them. I thought I lost them. So I was looking for like a week. Then I forgot about it. Then I'm like, oh, Ruben. So I started looking again. And finally I said, it's been like 3 weeks. So I went and I bought you one. So you're good to go. Tomorrow I will get it out. Yeah, see what happens? I need something in there. I might even get like some cheap flooring. Like linoleum or something. Like really make it just really like, almost like 70s retro, you know. I don't know, because the linoleum will cover up, you know, because I had two pieces I had to have here. All right, guys, I'm from PA. All right, Brad, cool, buddy. All right, guys, again, thank you for coming in, guys. I appreciate the likes. That's, wow, thank you. And John Rice, thanks again. All right, guys, let me get out of here. Say your prayers. Peace.